Hello and welcome. My name is Agustin Jaramillo, also known as AJ. I work at Greater Westtown, and I'm here to spend a few minutes with you to talk to you about our programs and what we can offer to residents of Illinois, and specifically to the West Side communities of Chicago. Um, we are Greater Westtown Project. We are housed, or our agency is located at 500 North Sacramento Boulevard, which is just on the northeast end of East Garfield Park. So we are community members to East Garfield Park, West Garfield Park, and we provide services to everybody in the city. But we do like to focus on communities on the west side. So if you're in the Austin neighborhood, the North Lawndale neighborhood, the Humboldt Park communities, East, West Garfield Park, Belmont, Cragen, Westtown, we do work closely within those communities to be able to offer our services to you. So Greater Westtown Training Project offers many things, but and I'll touch on the other things that we do offer after I give a brief description of our adult vocational training programs. So if you were watching from the beginning, you saw that we have a woodworking program that is an opportunity for you to apply, enroll, and take classes for woodworking, flat surface manufacturing at our agency, again, at 500 North Sacramento Boulevard. Our second program is shipping and receiving, or transportation, distribution, and logistics. So this is forklift driving, this is warehouse operations, this is training that will prepare you for a career in transportation, distribution, and logistics. So I will primarily focus on shipping and receiving, but I will definitely talk about woodworking so that you are so that you know what it is that we offer to adults when it comes to vocational training. And then real briefly, our agency also offers support for direct job placement. This is something that we offer to anyone over the age of 18. We do have some youth programs for individuals from the age of 16 to 24, but you would have to call our Career Pathways programming or adult placement unit, and they will be able to provide you support with finding employment within the city limits, so that you'd be able to, if you live in the city, try to find employment close to where you live, to make it an easier commute. This is something that we strive for both in the vocational program and in direct job placement, because we understand that in order to keep a job, you need to be able to show up to a job. So although we can't promise to get you a job, 2 blocks away, we will work as diligently as possible to make sure that we make the right connections for you and for you to have the opportunity to then go to work. And then, as well as that, under our bigger agency name, Greater Westtown Community Development Project, we also have 2 non-traditional or alternative high schools that offer. We are a CPS granting diploma program, both Westtown Academy and YCCS West. So if any of those are of an interest, please contact us. Give us a call. Go to our website, gwtp.org, and you'll find drop-downs for all of the programs that we offer. Hopefully one of them will fit your needs, or someone that may benefit from what we have to offer. So more specifically, our training programs are both long-term programs, about 12 to 15 weeks of training. They will be at no cost to you if you are enrolled and qualify financially. Just so you're aware, there is a reason why our training is as long as it is. And I really want to make sure that everyone is aware that these 12 to 15 weeks encompass not only industry training, but also adult education when it comes to reading and math. We are very honored that for a decade plus, we've been able to continue our accreditation through the Illinois Board of Higher Education and the Accrediting and Commissioning Schools for Career Colleges, the ACCSC. These are 2 accreditations that we feel are very important and that show that our agency is able to provide not only industry training, but also the educational component that you will need out in the work world. So we do math and reading, contextual math, contextual reading, and that's all based on your program. We have open enrollments throughout the year. Right now, we're starting a class in March for the woodworking program, and actually next week for the shipping and receiving training program. Now, if you're watching this on repeat, please know that maybe you missed the enrollment for this class, for these class starts, but we do train year round. So if you're still willing to come in and visit and learn more about our program, you're more than welcome to do so. And then you can visit our training facility. You can apply there in person, and then we'll just fit you into the start of the next program, which will be coming in toward the end of spring. I'd like to say around May, if not June, is when our next programs will start. And then obviously that's followed again in a fall class, and then from fall class to a winter class, so on and so forth. But we do train year round. So if you're tuning in and so far I've got your attention and you're like, this sounds really good, no cost training, I'm able to learn a skill, learn a trade, and then move on into the career field, I'd like to talk to you more about that opportunity through us. What we do is we train in the skills, and then we help find employment within the career field. So primarily for shipping and receiving, what we're doing is we're training daily on industry standards, skills, safety processes, warehouse functions such as receiving, storage, inventory control, shipments of products. And then we use our real-world simulated warehouse that we do have at our facility in order for our trainees to be able to get product, find product, ship out product, so on and so forth. Palletize, repalletize, do the wrapping, the shrink wrap, the wrap of the product of the pallet. And then on top of that, although we are not primarily a forklift training program, we do offer forklift training or lift truck training as part of our curriculum. We know that it is a need in shipping and receiving for you to have some credentials to be able to maneuver and drive a lift truck. So during our 12-week program, we're able to not only teach you the safety aspect of lift truck driving, forklift driving, but also the hands-on experience of being able to drive a machine and learn all of the the driving mechanisms of the forks and the mast, and everything from how to adjust your seat to making sure that all of your hydraulics are in good working order. So our safety checks for our lift truck machines is part of our training, and then also so is the maneuverability of them. So the way you begin the process is you start off by contacting us and scheduling an information session. An information session is somewhat like this, only there's more things to see because we will give you a tour of our facility. You can ask more direct questions, things that you may be wondering while you're watching this is, what is it that I need to do to be successful in this program? What are the certifications I get? You can ask these of the host of that informational session, and they'll be able to tell you a little bit more about that in more detail than I'm going to. All right. So again, it's no cost training. For the shipping and receiving training program, it's about 12 weeks, but we count our training in hours, in clock hours. So you will have to complete a 380 clock hour training program in order to receive the certification from Greater Westtown. For woodworking, it's about 15 weeks, 450 clock hours to receive that certification. Now, as I mentioned before, the certification is industry related, but it's also attached to adult math or adult literacy, adult learning, adult basic education. So our certificate does carry some weight in that you're not only learning a skill for the job, but you're also strengthening your skills when it comes to computation, communication skills. There is about a dozen or so topics, training topics that we will train on. But on top of that, we also do job readiness skills. We'll have interview workshops, resume building workshops, and then because our agency is primarily workforce development, we're focused on teaching a skill and finding employment, but we understand that sometimes you may need more than just learning a skill and getting a job. There may be other things in your life that you may need in order to be successful. So although in-house we may not have that resource, we are able to connect you to other resources around the city that can provide for more personal things that you may need, whether it's support with housing, support with childcare, support with any type of financial assistance. Although we are not able to do it, we can make those connections while you're in the program to then talk to other agencies that can guide you in the right direction to help you through those, if any of those are any challenges or barriers toward your career goals, which is, hopefully to find employment and to, build yourself up financially. So step number one was contacting Greater Westtown. You can call us, you can go to our email, our website, and find our email, let us know you're interested in training, and we'll schedule you for an orientation information session as soon as possible. If you're watching it today or this week, since we are starting a shipping and receiving class, we ask that you contact us as soon as possible if you're interested in knowing more about us. There's actually really good videos on the website that you can see about our trainees and what we do in shipping and receiving and woodworking. So you can go ahead and watch those. And if it's something that really piques your interest, please contact us so we can get you into our agency, give you a tour of our facility. You can apply at the same time and then move forward with the steps. So there are about 3 steps that you would need to complete, 3-ish steps, but mostly it's you come in to apply, then we ask you to come back for a math and reading assessment, and then finally, and provide us documentation. And then the last step is a interview with one of the instructors. Due to our adult learning component, our adult basic education component, we do require that you test in math and reading in order for us to be able to then do a test at the beginning of the training program and a test at the end of the training program to see how much your skills have improved. And that is something that we as an agency need to be able to provide our accrediting bodies, to make sure, for them to make sure that we're doing what we say we're doing, and that is teaching adult skills, adult basic education skills. But also, I think it really impresses upon our trainees the importance of continuing this education throughout your career. I say it quite a few times whenever I'm talking to other applicants, people that are interested in our program. It's in comparison to finding a job and keeping a job, finding a job is the easier part. That you can, to the best of your ability, most of us can probably find employment. Now, is it the employment that we want and that we need for our lives? Maybe not. But the finding the job isn't as hard as making sure that you can keep the job and that you go to it every day and that you're prepared to face those challenges in order to create financial stability for yourself, for your family, for your future goals, whatever that may be. So as a trainee of Greater Westtown, you're not only learning the industry skills, you're also learning the soft skills for employment and to retain employment. And then you're also being connected to resources that may be able to assist you in order to make sure that, that you are able to move forward in your career goals and your life goals. So Greater Westtown as an agency is here at no cost to those that qualify financially. And those qualifications is determined by documentation that you are asked to provide us. We need to make sure that you're over the age of 18 for the vocational training programs, that you are a resident of Illinois, that that you are maybe receive, if you are receiving any federal benefits, or maybe you're receiving unemployment. These are just some of the documentations that we will ask in order for us to be able to provide this training to you at no cost. Again, this is a no-cost training, but we do need those documentations in order to provide it to you. That's something that when you come into our agency, you'll be able to talk to our intake specialist, and they'll tell you more. They have a checklist, and they'll let you know exactly what you need to bring and when you need to bring it. So who are we looking for? Who are we looking for? You know, there was a time long, long ago. I've been at the agency now for about 8 years, almost going on 9. And there was a time long ago where we would say that those people that are in need of work are going to be the ones that are coming to our program. But we understand now, due to how the economy is, you may have a job, but is it the one that's going to move you forward in your career goals, right? There are jobs out there, but are they the ones that are going to fulfill the needs that you have in your life to be able to sustain life and to be financially secure? Now, with that being said, we want to make sure that you still are able to provide for yourself while you're in our training program, that you are able to either have social support or some type of financial support while you dedicate yourself to 3 to 4 months of learning a skill, learning a trade, and then going to work. You know, we are not able to provide any type of training stipends, but I think if a person is there willingly because they are trying to improve their life at no cost, that their benefit is going to be even greater when they are receiving a paycheck. I mean, if you're willing to, for 3 to 4 months, really put yourself there, sacrifice for the betterment of your life, imagine what it would be like when you are getting paid to do the same thing. So we're training, we're learning, and we're assisting with helping people find employment in the career field. Talked a little bit about our programs, but I'm going to get more into details about shipping and receiving, since that is the class that is starting up soon. In shipping and receiving, a lot of people are like, well, you know, I know the basics of you know, like Amazon hires, and, you know, there's some warehouses around me. But the idea of Greater Westtown is, at least the curriculum is set to make sure that you are developing the skills in order for advancement in the industry of shipping and receiving. Yes, if you look online, if you look on Indeed, you'll see all these, you know, $20 hour jobs for forklift drivers. But there is a limit to that. There's only so much forklifting you can do. Once you get the idea of warehousing, then the ability to increase your wage, it becomes greater. It really does when you know more about inventory control, you understand the location scheme of products, you understand the flow of a warehouse, and you'll be able to move forward in your career field and develop yourself to get to that next position, which is a lead position, a supervisory position. You know, understanding that in order to move further up in the career field of shipping and receiving, you will need to attain other skills. You know, I've known people that go from our training program to maybe leads or managers. It takes some time, but they can get there. And then from there, maybe they start working with billing department or accounts payable or accounts receivable. And as they develop those skills, they improve their chances to make more and more money and still stay within the same career field. So yes, if you're watching this and you just flipped on and maybe you're like, hey, AJ said forklift. Yes, we train on forklift, but understand that our training is primarily focused on the career field so that there are more opportunities to grow within the career field and not just be stuck moving a box for the rest of your life. Now, if that's your choice, if that's just something you're very happy with, you know, there's no, what do they say? There's no love lost. We are very happy to still provide the training to you. But the idea of Greater Westtown is to make sure that people that come through our program are trained so that they can develop a plan to move forward in their career and in their life goals. It's all about what you can do with the information you receive from Greater Westtown, and hopefully that's for the betterment of yourself. You know, our programs I mentioned before, we talk about general foundational knowledge when it comes to understanding supply chain management, when it comes to understanding the global supply chain logistics supply. There's foundational informational knowledge on that, so you know what the next steps are. Our core training is definitely around receiving products, making sure that you have all the documentation to prove that you received the product, whether it's a delivery receipt, whether it's a inventory checklist. We focus on the safety of boxes and items, making sure that you yourself are working safely in a warehouse setting, you're lifting boxes appropriately, you're using the correct materials, the correct tapes, the correct cardboards. And then we also do inventory control. We talk about the different types of inventory methodology, the different types of accurate record keeping for inventory, returns, and then some other computerized inventory controls that we teach on. Anything from a basic Excel spreadsheet where you just keep the information, the count, the quantities, the product numbers, to something more advanced like a warehouse management system. And those are the types of topics that we'll train on in our shipping and receiving training program. We also do shipping, so we talk about bill of ladings, we talk about shipping reports, pick lists, packing lists, so on and so forth, the documentation that goes into that. And then on the general overall aspect of shipping and receiving, from the point of bringing a product into your warehouse to the point of shipping it out, what needs to be done within, storing it safely, storing it accurately, being efficient and effective, not only with your understanding of the warehouse functions, but also with knowing which tools and which machines to use at the right time. You may not always need to be on a forklift. Sometimes a pallet jack will work just fine. So there is training to make sure that you are aware of what is needed at what time, and be able to do that more accurately, more efficiently, more effectively. When it comes to our job placement and job placement assistance, which is our second component of our program, is the idea that we are going to work to get you into a place that is more than the minimum wage. So on average, we are roughly close to $20. I'd say $9.50 to $9.75 for average placements throughout the last year. So that means that our job readiness instructor is out there talking to companies, making sure that those that have come through the shipping and receiving department training program are able to ask for more, or maybe even are able to acquire more because of the training that they have with them. So our job not only is the training, but it's job placement assistance. We will be with you for at least 1 year after graduation, because we want to make sure that this is the right job for you, that you're able to continue the forward progress, again, in your career and in your life goals. Training, job placement, and then job placement retention. And that's what our program is based around. I would really love to have you guys come by. Please, again, go to our website at gwtp.org. Give us a call. I have a number you can call right now, 1-312-563-9028. That's 1-312-563-9028. Tell them, hey, I just saw AJ on CAN TV. He told me to call. I'd like to come in for an informational session and apply for one of your programs. During that time, you'll probably see me. Just say, I saw you on TV, and then we'll move forward with getting you the application, talking to you about the program, and completing the next steps in order for you to be able to attend our program. So I know I don't have much time left, and I didn't get to really talk about the woodworking program, but I really ask you to give us a call, go to our website, look at our videos, and make sure that this is something that you would like to do. We are here for you at 500 North Sacramento Boulevard. This program is at no cost, and it's been a pleasure to talk to you.